Job chapter 2 is the ongoing saga of the suffering that Job endured at the hands of a cosmic battle, at a cosmic argument, if you will, between God and Satan. The beginning of chapter 2 in Job has the sons of God coming back before the throne of God. We don't know how much time went by. It is not explained. It's not said. So this is completely subjective. It could have been a day, I suppose, or it could have been who knows how long, a year. But just to contemplate that Job was in the misery of losing everything, and then the sons of God, angels, came back before the throne of God, including Satan. God asks Satan, "From where have you come?" Satan responds, "From roaming to and fro on all the earth." And God again, part 2, chapter 2, God says, "Have you considered my servant Job, who you incited me to allow you basically to take away everything he had?" And Satan basically responds saying, "Flesh for flesh," or "skin for skin." He still blesses you, or he still worships you, because you haven't taken his health away. And so God tells Satan, "Okay, you can have his health, you just can't take his life." And so immediately Satan goes and he inflicts Job, which is an intriguing thought. It does indicate, therefore, that disease can come from a demonic or a satanic affliction. In this case, it's clear God allowed Satan to inflict Job with these loathsome boils and sores all over his body. That was not of God. That was from Satan, and God allowed it. So we see something very intriguing there, but nevertheless, Job now has lost everything. His body is just racked with sores and boils. He scraped himself with a potsherd, or a broken piece of pottery, which had to have given him some relief from the pain and misery from these sores on his body. And then, and we know the story, Job's wife says, "Just curse God and die." In other words, just be done with this thing. This experiment that you call God or worship isn't working out. Look what it brought you. And man, isn't that the kind of counsel we get today? Those of us who will hang on to the Lord, even in the midst of difficult times, and you get people, naysayers, who are saying, "Yeah, is that all God does?" Because God's not in the business of health, wealth, and prosperity. God is in the business of reflecting himself to us and showing how valuable he is alone to us. And Job understood that, and that is why God was able to put Job on display, which was ultimately putting himself on display, that once saved, you are saved when you're truly saved, eternal security. And no man can snatch him out of his hands. We saw that chapter 1. But here we have again, and Job's response to his censorious wife was basically the approach that God is to be worshipped, and we have received the good things from God. Should we not therefore receive the bad things that come from God? What a theologian. What an amazingly mature man when it came to the face of great suffering. And it says in all this, Job didn't sin with his lips, which means he didn't sin with his heart, because nothing came up out. Christ said, "It's not what goes into the man that defiles the man, but what comes out." And Job was a righteous man, and God knew that he could put Job at task, so to speak. Job could be put to test because Job was truly God's. And what an amazing, just an amazing premise here. It's just an intriguing story. And as soon as all this happens, here comes Job's 3 friends. That's for the next part. But just again, a tremendous reminder that we are to worship the Lord in the midst of not just good times, but we are to worship God even when everything fails in our life. We don't take the good things and not the bad things. That's not how it works for those who are truly saved. So may we be encouraged by the example of Job in realizing God is still to be worshipped, and may we not be like the example of his wife who said, "Hey, if it doesn't work out, curse God and be done with it." That's not true belief.